I hope everyone has eaten their lunch or dinner and have the energy today to listen to our very, very powerful and great guests for today. So we will be interviewing our hot microgrants, selected hot microgrants for tonight. We will begin with Map Makoko, then mental health awareness, OSM Cameroon, and OSM era. So I'll be introducing our first speaker. So they're from Makoko. So they trained women as drone pilots to map Makoko, one of Africa's largest slums, to improve service delivery for residents. So may we have Mr. John Eromosele of Map Makoko.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Eromosele. I work for Code for Africa, and I was one of the project managers in the Map Makoko project and a grantee from Hotsum. So I'll be talking in the next apparently 9 minutes, because my time has already started counting, and about the project. So I'll talk about Code for Africa. Code for Africa, it's one of Africa's, in fact, it is Africa's largest indigenous civic tech lab that it's providing data for actionable information to journalists, to civic technologists, and citizens at large. So we can make informed decisions. So government can make informed decisions and be able to change, offer profile solutions to common social problems. So we're in these various countries. Because of time, I wouldn't dwell much on that. These are some of our sponsors. We're a global network, and we're able to profile solutions to most of, using technology, to most of these common social problems. Now, we do not parachute into communities. So across Africa, we are Pan-African, so we localize in these countries. So we have local teams in different countries to support on all our projects. So we have the academy and a whole lot of projects we run. These are the support funders of the project. So it was funded by HOT and the Pulitzer Center. So talking about project funders, we actually did not look into funding or budget funds like before starting the project. We identified the problem that in Makoko there is no official map that is properly or adequately representing this community for whom they are. So on any official map, it was just a blank dot, like a spot, you know. So, and that was not good for planning purpose. And as a result, Makoko has suffered a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of challenges. Okay, so we positioned ourselves to be able to solve this problem, looked for every requirement, what we need from the paperwork, the project plan, and a whole lot of things, the teams to put together. So we worked on all of this, and then it came to budget. We started looking for how we can do this. So I would say we always put budget last to see how we can solve this problem. Then budget will definitely come. So when you position yourself properly and your projects and objectives are clearly stated, there you'll be able to get funds that would align to the purpose. That was when HOT came in and we were able to get something started. So Map Makoko, as the name says, it's a data-driven and people-centric project. Okay, so one project, over 3,000 people. Okay, so that's actually not a project that is streamlined to just a certain specific kind of people, because in Makoko you meet people from different walks of life. Okay, different categories of people live there in that part of the city, but they are disconnected from the mega city, the term mega city. Okay, so we had to see how we can solve problems like accessibility, inclusiveness, okay, unemployment, and a whole lot of other things. We do not have the solutions to most of those problems, but one good thing we do is to provide that baseline map data that could help with this. So that was what exactly we did. Okay, so Makoko is home to over 300,000 residents and not properly represented. So that means for in terms of planning, they will be misrepresented, they will not be planned properly for when support or relief materials have been sent to this region and all other planning purpose. So, but actually when it comes to the time of elections, you see there is no always miscalculation or planning for them in that there's always enough ballot boxes and um, ballot papers and all of that for them. Okay, so now, Dominion, we brought Makoko as one of the Dominion project that covers land rights and some other issues around land rights. Okay, Dominion is one of Code for Africa projects. You can check it out by visiting dominion.africa. Okay, so now we decided to create an open map data and which we're able to do this with support of Hotsom. Okay, so now we had some in-class training. We trained over 32 participants, about 17 females and 15 males. We trained them on how to use drones to collect data. Okay, then we also had some field sessions. But now the unique thing about this project is that we didn't just go into Makoko and did the project as experts. We came in to transfer knowledge. We built capacity of these locals, and they were able to join in this project and map their own homes. It's also exciting seeing them mapping their own homes, you know, identifying their houses from all the views and all of those excitement. And one other thing is when you're having field projects, those of us that are into field projects like this will understand that you always get some persons in the community that might want to be apprehensive because they might not understand the project or what you're doing. So one thing is that they would always, when they come, they see that it is their sisters and their brothers that are actually doing the project. So they will just smile and were like, oh, so my sister now know how to fly a drone, you know, to collect data in their own community, you know. So, and outside that, we maybe wouldn't have considered drone initially, but because of the terrain, Makoko is a floating community. It's on the floating. It's a floating community that is built on silts. Okay, so mapping the area by foot would not be very easy. To be very challenging, and we needed a high resolution imagery. So those of us that contributed to the mosaic to mapping, okay, mapping the mosaic, will be able to understand that this was very clear and everyone was excited mapping it. Okay, so now it also involved data collections. We went collecting data by canoe around the nooks and crannies of Makoko, and it was quite exciting. We customized Open Data Kit app, an ODK app, to that for that purpose. And now you can also find the data. It's made open on Open Africa. Open Africa is one of Code for Africa's data portal where we publish open data. Okay. This is a view of Makoko at the moment. Leveraging open data community, we created the first open map community in this floating city. Now we have a team of ladies that are able to collect data, able to contribute to the OpenStreetMap. So these are the drone footage. You can see some details as even a canoe from this drone, high resolution drone footage. So we took over 990 photos from the area view, and we stitched them together, and we're able to import this into the OpenStreetMap. So one key thing is data journalism. So it's a vital part of the project, and we encourage you add this to the project. So two approaches, we talk about data viz and data tools. Okay, so this is our flagship story, Neglected and Unmapped. It was published on The Guardian. Okay, so town hall and community engagement was a vital part, very, very key. So we have to get the buy-in of the leaders of the community. So now this is a list of the stories we published from the data we collected. So that is one part of journalism that is very exciting, evidence-based journalism. So this slide will make available, so you can check out some of these links over time. Then these were just a few of behind the scenes and a few tips for us. So tips to amplify your project. We say plan a project properly. You know, you need to capture the pre, during, and post-project activities. You need to see that ahead as a project manager. And you should be able to ensure that your project meets the needs of the people, then take community engagement seriously. Data journalism is a vital component of your project. You engage the media and see how they can showcase what the impact of your project is all about. This is just Huru Map. This is one of the use of OpenStreetMap that we have used over time. So now, next steps about Map Makoko, it's community building. So we're building the ecosystem and see how we can continue building their capacity. That is all from me. If you want to read more about some journalism courses that can help you, you go to courses.academy.africa. We have a lot of courses there. That is from my end, Miko. I will take questions if there are any.
Thank you very much, John. That was a very fast and juicy topic. And I really love that women are exposed with drone piloting and such.
But in order to use the service, I also had to learn to code the map myself. I used Mapbox GLJS and used OSM based map. So this used to be the website and the mental health awareness map. So the map got shared to a lot of people and they also expressed their intent to help. And I thought of making it into a crowdsourced map because I can't just rely on my own knowledge to map all these facilities. People's local knowledge could help. So I tried to code the map and make it into a crowdsourcing map using Leaflet, Mapbox, Carto, and GitHub pages. From the free website, I also moved to mentalhealthawareness.com to make the website easier to remember. This way, more people may be able to access the information easier and more people who may need it may be reached. July 2018 was the first time I was able to share about the project with the OSM community during the State of the Map conference in Milan. The PH local community has also been very supportive of the project. We were able to partner with universities, student organizations, and other mental health advocates to conduct mapathons, workshops, and other mental health events. Before the hot microgrant, all these activities, website and domain hosting, and other costs to maintain and promote the project were self-funded. Some were from small donations from family and friends, but the local OSM community and partner organizations have provided us free venues to conduct most of our activities, to teach the volunteers on how to map and about mental health. In January 2020, Hot Philippines has helped us in partnership with the Youth for Mental Health Coalition in teaching mental health advocates about OpenStreetMap and on mapping mental health services through the Mental Health Awareness Project. And through the Hot Microgrant, we were also able to continue mapping mental health services, teaching volunteers about mapping and raising awareness on mental health through workshops, activities, and social media presence. Last June, June 6, 2020, we held a mental health mapathon wherein we have partnered with 9 mental health and mapping organizations. A total of 349 participants signed up to the event, and this was also live streamed on Facebook, where there's a total of 847 unique viewers. So even through the pandemic, we were able to conduct activities because of the Hot Microgrant. Last Saturday, also August 15, we were able to welcome 25 new members to our team. From one, I used to be the only member of the team, but then we grew to 8 last year, and then now we're composed of 33 members. And during this volunteer meetup, we've also taught the new members about OpenStreetMap and mapping on mental health awareness. The microgrant has also helped us increase our reach, which is important during this time of the pandemic. So through the funding, we were able to boost posts on social media, focusing on information, education, and communication materials on mental health. Like these sample photos or posts we've posted on social media to reach more people about mental health awareness. So about checking on your friends during the pandemic, but how to talk to your kids about the coronavirus, managing COVID stress, debunking self-care myths, about the Mental Health Act, which was actually signed last June 2018, About the uh, COVID-19 situation in the Philippines, day 100 of the community quarantine, and lots of reminders for people to take care of their mental health. So through the microgrant, we were also able to help students for their online learning. Last May, we encouraged them to share their mental health stories through mapping emotions and provide mental health community care through Here Here. The students through free Facebook message us their entries, and then we picked top 5 winners of mobile load, which they can use for mobile data to enable them to join their online classes. Because we know that not all of us have internet access or can be able to attend classes through online means. But due to the pandemic, a lot of us need to do that. So we tried helping these students, especially in May during their finals week, through this contest. These are some of the winners, inputs from the winners. So I'll just read fast. So here's from Here. It's about sharing their details for and being and messages for people to let them know that they are there if they need someone to talk to. So I won't read it anyway. Sorry. And this one, it's mental health stories. It's from mapping emotion. So I'll just read this one. So in this pandemic, according to Dina, most of us are psychologically vulnerable. She's a daughter of a security guard in a supermarket and an OFW in Qatar. So she just told us the story about how their family was dealing with their mental health and their health in general during the pandemic, and it's actually very um, encouraging for other people to take care of their family's mental health too. There. So we also partnered with MapBex for these maps. So MapBex stories for sharing stories, LGBTQIA stories, and stories of bullying and discrimination to let people understand that these stories are important first steps in stopping more from happening. On August 28th, we will have this Zoom Mustahan. It's an online uh, interactive discussion on loving oneself. And yeah, we still have a lot of activities in line for 2020. In September, it's Suicide Prevention Month, and then Mental Health Awareness Month in October. And we also plan on updating the database and making a directory or booklet of mental health services, skill sharing for workshops for members, partnerships, and more mapathons. Here's one of the skill sharing workshops we've done, and we'll be doing more with in partnership too with other organizations. It's like the Design for Mental Health event. So we still have a lot of activities in line for the team and the project, and we are very grateful for the hot microgrants, and it has helped a lot in ensuring that we can continue helping others, and hopefully once we've mapped all the mental health services in the country, be able to provide these data for evidence-based decision making and helping the country reach SDG 3, or ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being for all ages. So thank you, OpenStreetMap.
Thank you.
We are in OpenStreetMap. Thank you.
Yay. Thank you very much, Andy. You have done so much. There are a lot of events already. Anyway, are you ready for your Q&A session?
No.
Yeah, you have no choice. No, just kidding. Anyway, I have a few questions here for you, and I'd be more than happy to throw it to you. I think you're ready. So one question is coming here from our chat box. So they're asking, which tool did you use to make this presentation? Yeah.
I use slides.com, but the photos were I made the photos first before adding them on slides.com.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Andy, for teaching me that as well.
It looks nice.
Another question. Yeah. Another question is, what is or are the lessons you would want to share to future micrograntees?
um, Lessons. Uh, a lot because especially during the pandemic, it's difficult to to go according to plan, if especially since, for example, in this microgrant, we had activities planned out for 2020, but because of the pandemic, there had been a lot of changes that we had to make. So just be patient, and don't forget to set aside time for yourself, and also set aside time for the project. Yeah.
Very wonderful answer. So just be ready and have and have a backup plan. Just be
Yes.
ready. It's
And always plan
anytime.
with you.
Yeah, and we should plan for another pandemic. No, just kidding. Another question is, what are your possible plans in the next 1 to 2 years for your organization?
Actually, I hope that in the next 1 to 2 years, there won't really be a need for the map, for the math map, because hopefully by then there's no stigma on mental health, and mental health services is really accessible. But if not, that's a long shot. But if not, I hope that we have already mapped the available services by then, and but the project is still continues, and we can still map new ones and partner with the Department of Health, hopefully. Yeah, but the end goal is there's no need for the map at all.
Yes, love. Anyway, thank you very much, Andy, for giving us your time, and more power to mental health awareness. We still have more projects coming in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There. So are you ready for our next speaker? So our next speaker, their organization created an open source OSM-based spatial data infrastructure for communities in different African countries. So from OSM Cameroon, may I call on Mr. Willie Frank, SOB?
Thank you very much. I'm Willie Frank, President of OpenStreetMap Cameroon. We have benefited from hot microgrant, and what we wanted to do was to duplicate and scale a platform that we already have in Cameroon. Based on our experience, we wanted to make it to be benefit for other countries across Africa. Definitely, I wanted to start with a small movie because I didn't intend to present this, but as I saw Makoko, it was very interesting because we have prepared something on, and Makoko was part of it. And then I just want to start with this 1 or 2 minute video.
Je suis ce que je suis grâce à où je me situe. Mais comment bâtir un avenir commun si on a du mal à trouver son chemin? We are now stepping into a time where position turns into my information. Information creates your data, and data leads to our development. A time where what was obsolete regarding our geography, topography or cartography, and to some extent our demography, can now be permanently kept up to date. This is all possible thanks to nothing but our philosophy. One which emphasizes that I am because we are. No one takes unless everyone shares. And since we all agree, then there is no room for greed. Une philosophie qui incarne le je suis parce que nous sommes. Et si jamais on ressent un vide, c'est parce qu'on aura toujours besoin d'un autre pour nous servir de guide. Car nous avons tous la carte en main. Ladies and gentlemen from the world, brothers and sisters of Africa, what was a text is now in context. The myth is now almighty, and what was a fantasy is now a legacy. We have a continent to build.
As you have seen, you can visit the website, and I should be fast now. Let me give a fast situation about GeoSM. What is GeoSM? I think in Cameroon and in most countries in Africa, we have a lot of problems regarding geospatial information. And it's very difficult in this context of decentralization to build a real territorial approach of development. And startup and a lot of people really have challenges with location-based services. And as we all know, there are different domains where geospatial can be very important, from transport, town planning, health, and a lot of domain even for the sustainable development goal. So what is the situation is that we have a lot of projects going on in our countries, but there's lack of geospatial infrastructure. And some projects cost a lot, and people does not really communicate on what they have. So in this context, we thought that it was very interesting to check and to see about building a new solution or a new approach based on participatory approach. That is to see if with the bottom-up approach, we can build something based on the asset that we have in our society, that is the human capital. So this was really a paradigm shift we have to put in place. So according to what we planned in Cameroon, we started to build a platform that was called Geo Cameroon. But as we wanted to scale the platform in Africa, we decided to call it Geo OSM because it is based on OSM. It is a location intelligence platform. What you have to have in your mind is data, connect, and empower. We really want to take advantage on all the open geospatial data that are available. All the open data, as far as they have a spatial dimension, we are very interested to work on it. We just have to structure them in different thematics. Also, people have to be connected. It's not only about data. We need to raise awareness, also best practice, success story, connect people from different countries is also a good goal that we have. We need to empower people. We need to help them to engage, to enhance the opportunities that are available. You know, it's also about encouraging people to take the risk. So I will finish by showing a small demo of what we have. Okay, this is an example of the platform on Tanzania. As you see, you can choose different, you have a lot of thematic, you can choose to click primary education like this. You will have on your map, let me check, always when you have a demo. You have base map in your left, different base map where you can choose. You have national maps, you have local map, and the different thematic that are organized. And you can work on it and click, and maybe, internet issue, let me just refresh my internet. But this project that you have at the national level is also available at the local level. So when I will present the Tanzania experience, maybe I will switch it to this local level project based on the same infrastructure in Bamako, where you have another view, but this is based on the local and municipalities scale. And with this project, you have a lot of thematics, and most of these data are from OpenStreetMap. Let me check if we can do the presentation on the small demo on Bamako. It seems as I have an internet issue, but can you hear me?
Loud and clear
Yes, yes,
from my
yes.
side.
Okay.
Yes, Willie, loud and clear.
And why I can't access to the presentation. But feel free, you can connect on www.gosm.org and you can do it on your own site. And I don't have, how many do I have again for my presentation, please? How many minutes left, please?
2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. You know, always when you have a demo, there's something, I don't know, maybe because I have shared my screen and normally it should work. Let me try something else because we have just built the platform on to use the result of what you are doing. That is to analyze the problem and then try to solve something. It's not just about technology. It's not a toy. You need to ask yourself is what you are building is going to solve a specific problem. And also, you also need to be open. You know, it's all about collaboration. Collaboration is key. And you need to bring people together to buy in. And this is something very interesting. And you need to think about what is the really motivation of people coming into your project in order to give them this passion. And then someone may want to build a business model on this. Someone may just want to have information that, or may just want to be trained. You need to identify really the needs that people have and the benefit that they can have engaging with you.
Thank you very much, Willie. So I could see here on your map that there are a lot of other countries that are taking part on it, right? Wasn't it difficult coordinating with various countries and places for this platform that you're showing us?
It's just a starting point. We just launched the platform last 2 weeks. Let's say it's based on like 3 years experience of what we have done in Cameroon. So we just launched the platform on 20 countries across Africa last 2 weeks. And we decided just yesterday to build a platform on Beirut, so to help the local community there also. So now is where it starts. We need now to collaborate, to exchange, to train, to be open. That the real job is now.
Wow, that's 20 countries. That's very big. Anyway, thank you very much, Willie, for your time with us today. I'm sure our future micrograntees have gotten some tips from you from your presentation and especially your answers to our questions. Thank you very much, Willie.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
So for our next session, may I please call on Joffrey? Are you there, Joffrey? You will be presenting your own your own microgrant. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, thank you, Miko. I'm just here to make some closing remarks because I think we are almost at the end of the webinar. But thank you, everyone who has joined the session. I think that was very interesting to hear what the microgrant program through HOT is able to do to support communities. And these are not the only communities. These are just 4, but we have supported over 30 communities with micro grants. So there are so many more stories you can hear. And the good thing that we want to, in the next 5 years, be able to support up to 94 countries with micro grants. So we really want to get your feedback about the micro grants program and how we can improve it. So I've dropped a link in the chat and really need your feedback. So if you can tell us about your community and the challenges you're facing, that will be really great. We normally have community webinars, so I encourage you to also join the next one. And also tomorrow we do have a training webinar of introduction to JOSM. So for those who are interested in upping their mapping skills from ID editor and starting to map with JOSM, I've dropped the link in the chat. You can do register and get to join that session. Yeah, otherwise I'd like to just say thank you very much to our presenters. It was good learning about your projects, and thank you everyone for attending. Yeah, back to you, Miko.
There we go. Thank you very much, Geoffrey. I hope everyone had a good time with our webinar. See you again tomorrow for our GOSM webinar for an introduction. And have a great day, night, morning, evening, lunch, and everything. Have a great day, guys.